Johnnie with Johnnie, Lloyd and Associates with another segment of Excuse Me, Mind Your Business as you mind the business of life, your life. So, what we're going to start off today with is just a short segment of Influence the Leadership Magnetism. Magnets attract other magnets, and they actually also can be, of course, put on things that are metal. So that can hold paper. Magnets are a powerful tool that can be used and is used in our daily life. However, when you look at leadership magnetism, that's something that you're attracting in leadership people that are like you, that have your values, that have your tenacity, that have your strengths, things like that. Leaders attract people that are like them. There are some leaders that have been placed in positions of authority and they did not hire those people. They may not all look like you. They may not all have your goals. They may not all support everything that you support. However, most leaders, when they hire people for um, for strategic alliance. They hire people that will support their what they're doing, what they're going forth in, their goals, their aspirations, whatever. However, this is the deal with leaders. Whatever you're like is what will be attracted to you. So if you're a leader that has great values and all of that, typically you attract people that will align to that because you see it, you ask them questions regarding that, and they're more like you. Then if you're not that type of leader, you'll attract that kind of person. If you're the type of leader that goes behind your leadership and talks bad about them, you always have something negative to say, typically, that's who's around you because they watch what you do. The people that work for you, the people that are in your life, the people that are following you, watch what you do and they usually assimilate. Even if greater is in them, they usually assimilate. Problematic, huh? So this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use an example of David because everybody knows the story of David and Goliath. And David was a mighty warrior. And there's some qualities in David that we're going to use to just support the point of leadership magnetism and influence. David actually drew to him people that were like him. David was a strong warrior. He was full of wisdom. He fought. He was submissive and loyal to Saul. He supported his, I'm going to call it upper management. Let's call it that. His upper management, even when his upper management wasn't always right. He didn't change his values. He didn't dumb down who he was. He supported his role in the big scheme of things. So the first thing is David was submissive and loyal. The second thing about David that is so amazing is he knew how to fight and win. He had been out in the fields. He had fought lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, he had done that. So he had killed things and animals that it came after what he was protecting, which was the sheep. That's where he learned. In the background is where he learned how to fight. Then, when everybody else was running away from this giant, Saul, David was bold enough because of his past, because of what he learned, he was bold enough to call Saul out and call him by his name and told him that he was an uncircumcised Philistine. And then to use what he had in his hand, to use what he was familiar with, because Saul offered David his war, his war gear, his armor. It was not meant for David. So, as a leader that's attracting and using your influence, walk in your lane and use what you have. So, David used what he had, he did what he could. So, he used his slingshot and he used some 5 smooth stones. Now, he didn't need all of them, thank goodness, because had he probably wouldn't have, conquered Saul. However, he was very strategic. He knew where to hit him. He rolled the slingshot around to make sure that it had the force that it needed to knock Saul down, and then used Saul's sword to cut off his head. There are some things in our lives as leaders that are attempting to attract people that are like us, that we desire to be loyal to us, who we desire to be able to come in and go the extra mile. Uh, People like that. So there's some things that we have to cut off. We can't allow to keep on showing up to destroy the people, to destroy who we are or our value system. We have to cut it off. And that doesn't mean in the natural to kill it. However, that does mean to make our voice and our values count. So when you're looking for magnetism, when you're looking for someone that's just like you, make sure that you're submissive and loyal, that you're not saying things behind leaders' backs, that you know how to fight and win, you know how to go in and get the information you need, you're strategic. Then that you're willing to risk, let's say time, you're willing to risk what other people may say about you to go the extra mile. And then you need to know what predators do, who the predators are, what they do, and that they're just there to prey upon the people. And that's PREY, prey, to be destructive, to take their influence and victimize people that are in your lane, people that you're supposed to be covering, people that you're supposed to be protecting. So go out and slew a giant. Make sure that your values are established. Make sure that you take a stand for what you believe in and your values. Make sure that you are submissive and you know how to fight and win. This is Johnnie with another segment of, Mind Your Business, as you mind the business of your life.